Hello, CNG 132. Welcome back to Monday, April the 6th. As I was grading, I did see some submission files that the number did not decrease, um, and I don't know where those files are. Um, if you have a zero somewhere where it shouldn't be, or an item is not graded, make sure you reach out because I am just not seeing them in assignments. And I'll go ahead and show you. I think I can pull it up like this. Yeah. So looking here, I only have a few assignments, and I think is it 40? Did I say 40? I see roughly about 20 submissions there. Yeah, and it says 48 assignment submissions. And um, once again, I'll comb through these again. Same thing's happening in other courses. Um, I think in 124 it says I have like 200. Yeah, it says I have 200 file submissions that I don't know where they are and I can't see them. So don't know quite what's going on there, but we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. It's just kind of another problem to solve, another puzzle to piece together. Let's see. For the 11th, we're looking at what are we looking at? Authentication, identity, and access. Let me dive in to see. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's the preview. Well, as this opens, okay, there we go. Book, full book. We want to describe the different authentication credentials, explain what SSO can do, list account management procedures for securing passwords. I don't want to click that. I want to click no. I cannot make that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Um, we look at authentication as what you know, what you have, what you are, what you do, where you are, and then we talk about SSO. Single sign-on is like, I guess let's go back. What you know, password. You know, uh, capital P S S ASS WORD 01. You know that's a password. Passwords, offer limited security. You can have a token, a key card, a two-way authenticator, basically ways that you prove you are authenticated. You can be authenticated by what you have in your possession, mixed with a password. That enables a lot more security. What you are, biometrics, face scanning. I can think of my phone. Um, Laptop used to have, old laptop used to have a fingerprint scanner, um, a retina scanner, a palm scanner. What you do, behavioral biometrics. This is pretty interesting here. Um, Basically, and if we were sitting in the classroom setting, I'd have everybody type. Of course, when we type username and passwords, they're all different, right? There's no real unity there as a class just makes a whole bunch of noise on their keyboard. But when I tell you as a class together to type, um, I like to party, and you hear the different keystrokes. Um, I forgot what they call it. Keystrokes. I think your lead time, dwell time, flight time. Flight times where you're actually moving to the next key is all different per person. So even though you're typing the same thing, it's all happening um, in different intervals and different times. So very cool thing to do. Let's see if I can't go back to the chapter. I guess we'll just keep on continuing on. So bio cognitive biometrics is really a cool thing to offer security because you have to be like in someone's head or yeah, you have to be know someone's way of thinking and in their head to actually get past those authentication checks. Geolocation, geofencing, where you are, single sign-on. OAuth, OpenID Connect. These are just the open source ones. Yeah, open source, open source. There's Microsoft. I don't know if any of you tried logging into. Actually, I might have one here. Let's see if I can't bring it up. This and then NVIDIA Experience. You know, I'll kind of put it off to this side so you can't see. There you go. So when I log in here, let me log out. So here I am logging into the NVIDIA Experience, but I can do it through Facebook and I can do it through Google. So these are single sign-on methods that NVIDIA accepts as a way to log into their platform. They're good in some senses, most senses they're good, but realize that once an attacker has access to your single sign-on, they have access to everything under that single sign-on. Account management. If you were here a few semesters ago, I think what was it, summer and spring semester of last year, the passwords were like 8 to 15, and now they have to be 15 and include, while they always included the number and the special character, but they have to be 15, over 15 characters now. Password history, expiration, complexity. And that's kind of the end of this this chapter. A really cool chapter to look at. You'll get a lot out of the project of this week. Make sure you look for that alternative project. I believe one of the softwares are not working anymore. Basically been sold. So make sure you do find an alternative for that. But this is a real good chapter to learn about and see all the differences in way an authorization does work. Going back to one of the previous mobile device chapters, I think that was within 8 or 7, to where the individual from Raytheon, I believe, was it Raytheon, brought his laptop to China or went on a vacation with his work laptop. You know, that laptop should have been disabled at that point because it went outside of the geofence of where it should have been. And that was just an oversight on the security team's part. Make sure you're setting yourself up for a smooth exit of this course. Week 15, we still have a chapter to cover, but it's mostly a review chapter. Our last 3 weeks are mostly tying in everything from before into a nice little present as we exit. So we can kind of see how everything should work together as we exit. But keep working on the Kaplan. Keep mastering that Kaplan. Once you do get a Kaplan score of 70 or better, make sure to submit that in. Do I have it here? I don't have it here. Make sure to submit that Kaplan into the assignment section here. And pretty soon we'll start to work on you developing your own security policy. And once again, don't shortchange yourself on this. A lot of students use the pre-generated ones. You can get a lot more understanding if you make your own, and that's coming up here in a couple weeks. But make sure when you start to master that Kaplan, well, I guess it's not mastering. Once you get the score of 70 or better in that Kaplan, make sure to submit it here so you can impact your exam scores to 100%. With that, please reach out. The WebEx room should always be open. Feel free to join that at any time. Collaborate with students. It's real-time conversations instead of kind of like the Hangout where we kind of send each other text and you send text to other students. We actually can talk, share screens, and get work through major problems. With that, have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.